Okay. This week is the fourth week of our program on 2023 vote, where we are comparing different parameters about the three leading presidential candidates. We are discussing Alhaji Bola Ahmed Tinubu of the APC. We are discussing Peter Gregory Obi of the Labour Party, and of course, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar of the People's Democratic Party. So the title for this episode is The Parties. We're trying to look at the parties and their issues, and we're trying to see their achievements, uh, as well as try to look at how far they have come. And in our comparison, we are going to be looking at PDP from 1999 to 2007. The same way we're going to be looking at APC from 2014 to 2022. So indirectly, we're taking the first 8 years of the PDP versus the first 8 years of the APC, and of course, the first 8 years of the Labour Party. But before we go into the fourth episode, we need to talk about events of this week. Hmm. Hmm. A lot of things came up this week. We have different dramas this week. And funny enough, the dramas took place in Kaduna State for virtually all of them. The first drama is the drama of the Labour Party, where El-Rufai, the governor of Kaduna State, accused Peter of detaining him in Anambra when Peter was governor and he was there to be part of a by-election. Of course, Peter defended himself that he was just a governor of a minority party, ABGA, and under the PDP leadership. And according to him, there's no way he could have detained El-Rufai, who was, I think, a PDP member then or whatever. And then the IG was an outside man. Even him, Peter Obi, was detained in that election and wasn't allowed to go out on house arrest. So that was one drama that was punctured here and there. And finally, Peter Obi says he's praying for people like El-Rufai. Me too, I join El-Rufai, please, God will help you. The next drama, and that's the drama of the PDP, when Alhaji Atiku Abubakar was also meeting stakeholders. I think the Northern Elders Forum or something like that. Yeah, Northern. And then a question was thrown to him, and Alhaji Atiku Abubakar said that Nigeria does not need a Yoruba president and does not need an Igbo president, both a pan-Nigerian like him that have traveled and traversed the length and breadth of Nigeria. He has built bridges. And then the APC people took it up from there. Fani Kaode, who is one of the spokesperson of the APC, and he said that Atiku is saying that it's only the North that can rule Nigeria. PDP replied, Fani Kaode, that he does not understand what pan-Nigeria means. That Atiku referred to Bola Tinubu's declaration of Yoruba Lukon, that is the turn of the Yorubas. And by the time you zone it to Yoruba, it is his own turn. So we don't need a Yoruba president. And then that Peter Obi is being ascribed to as the Igbos, Biafrans, and that we don't need anything that is sectional. But pan, if you go back to your dictionary, is on your screen, is somebody who is all. For example, if I say I am pan Anambra, that means I am from everywhere in Anambra. So pan Nigeria means everywhere. So that was the defense. And then we had the father of dramas. That was where Alhaji, let me add, Chief Bola Ahmed Tinubu Bat was asked about climate change. And guess what Baba's reply was? The poisoned Holy Communion in the church, and the church rat. And then hell was let loose. And a lot of people came up with different things. I remember one of them, Professor Farouk Perogi, was trying to defend Alhaji Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He made it worse when he said he was comparing bitter pills to poison. And I said to myself that does Farouk want us to start questioning his professorship? Because pills, bitter pills, are taken. Even chloroquine, for example, probably is one of the most bitter pills, and people take it for their chloroquine. I heard it's banned in some places. So, and how can anybody compare bitter pills to poison? Bitter pills are drugs or pills taken to correct something in one thing or the other. Now, and then it is either it restores your system or you go on and on. Then poison. I have not heard of anybody taking poison purposely except to die. So how will a professor now compare bitter pill to poison? And how does that even answer the story of a poisoned Holy Communion? And of course, I will say this clearly. If somebody had said this and said the poisoned ablution water in the mosque or the poisoned turari in the mosque, then maybe they would have been killing people today in Nigeria. So I must say I appreciate the understanding of whoever has taken this on the Christian side and has taken it as a laughing matter. But of course, very, very, it is a dangerous signal to a lot of questions we may want to act medically. And somebody once posted that Bola Ahmed Tinubu's hands were shaking, he can't lift a paper. His legs were not standing, he fell down this and that. And now it's in the mouth that is now shaking because there should be no correlation between climate change, a rat in the mosque, or a poisoned Holy Communion. Bishops, no vex, eh? Then I remembered also the maybe we pay tribute to the upcoming bishops that APC also brought on us to. You know, upcoming is synonymous to singers most times, not even actors. And then suddenly we have upcoming bishops. That was the defense of the APC spokesperson when fake bishops were discovered at the event in Kaduna. Of course, the Christian Association of Nigeria and the PFN roundly condemned this. And then that brings to the memory of the people why again is Bola Ahmed Tinubu attacking Christians. Let us say that Baba simply misfired. And I think they will correct all this. So these were the dramas of this very week. Then another Fanika, they said that Atiku collapsed after the rally in Kaduna. And I said, no, he couldn't have said that he was flown out. But Atiku and his boss, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, met at the airport in Abuja. So maybe Atiku collapsed after he met Tinubu in Abuja at the airport. I saw Tinubu was touching the PDP logo on Atiku's chest, and somebody, I think Ayu, was touching the APC logo on Tinubu's shirt. So the lesson from there is this, please. If you don't have what it takes to tolerate, please do not go into political argument. Do not go into political discourse. You can see people are quick to insult someone when you talk about who you support. That is completely barbaric and animalistic and should not be encouraged in whatever form. So, good. The two of them have shown us very great examples. And we will go back to see their stability. We will see how they respond to issues and the public. So, I'll be back and we'll look at that all over again. We start with the People's Democratic Party. What has the party been able to achieve between 1999 and 2007 that they came into government or you will want to say they came to power, were able to create jobs in some areas. And the first one I will bring on board here is the mobile phone that you are using, I am using, and some people are using. And of course, that came with also data handy that stops a lot of people from going to the cyber cafe most times to do things. And of course, nobody can carry a landline around. So the PDP brought that in 2001. That is credited to the PDP. And of course, millions of Nigerians and foreigners are feeding through this. You have those who sell phone, you have those who repair phone, you have those who sell data, you have those who share data, you have all sort of things going on there. And by our statistics, the defunct or the then landline operators, NITEL, does not have up to 100,000 staff in Nigeria. So you leave that and we'll go to the satellite. Nigeria launched its first satellite under the PDP in 2003 under the leadership of President Olusegun Obasanjo and the Deputy Vice President under Abubakar Atiku. Also, the Civil Defense in 2003, also under PDP. We go to the National Health Insurance Scheme that allows you to access medical treatment and whatever without paying, either you have paid ahead or they've deducted from your salary, or you are doing the community health insurance scheme that is called the CHIS. They have different platforms. Was also started by the PDP. The Economic Financial Crime Commission, called EFCC, started also under the PDP and of course the Independent Corrupt Practice Commission, ICPC, also kicked off under the PDP in the year 2000. So now if you look at this, 7 different organizations or units were started. And for example, in civil defense, I think they should have over 300,000 members of staff that are paid, that earn their living. And of course, we have the MTN Glo Mobile, connected to the National Communication Commission. And then, of course, we have the NHIS. We have all sort of people running. So jobs were created along the line by the PDP. We want to look at 3 or 4 basic areas that has to do with our day-to-day living as Nigerians or residents. And that is either you eat by using kerosene, or you cook with gas or firewood. Of course, that we may not be able to measure, but I think those who know the prices of the bag of charcoal can say, but we do not want to encourage that because it's also one of the problems of deforestation in Nigeria. So we don't want to take that. So we found out that as at the time the PDP was leaving in 2015, kerosene was selling at between 45 to 50 naira per liter. So I'm even bringing it further. That means that if you go back to 2008, it might be less, but let's put it at 50 naira. Today, under the APC, kerosene sells for 840 naira per liter. That is about 1 point something dollar in Nigeria. Something that was about $0.04 there. And gas has also miraculously moved to 1,150 per kg. And then it used to be between 200 to 300 when PDP was leaving. And of course, the petrol, the PMS, now sells for 195 to 200 naira, depending on where you're buying. And of course, as at the time PDP was leaving in 2015, PMS petrol was at 89 naira. So of course, if you take it back again to 2008, I guess we were on 60 or 70 naira per liter then. So the PDP says that these are achievements during that time. And of course, the PDP government, we cannot be specific. So we told you we are dealing with only 1999 to 2007. We are not treating 2008 to 2015 because APC has only spent 7 years now, heading to 8 years. So we're going to look at the APC achievement within this period. Yeah, before I continue, let me deal with issues. What are the issues in PDP today? What are the issues in APC today? And what are the issues in the Labour Party? We'll start with the PDP. The issue in PDP today is that the PDP is having problem with one of its governors called Wike. And the reason is not far-fetched. Wike lost out at the primaries. And having lost out at the presidential primaries, targeted to become the vice president again. And there were even news had broken out that he has been chosen, the night before. And of course, in the evening of the next day, the news died. And it was Dr. Patrick Okoa that was announced as the vice president. And then the battle started. Until today, it is still Wike versus PDP. Wike had fought Tambuwal for stepping down for Atiku. Wike had fought Okowa that he betrayed him and the South governors. Wike is presently quarreling with Ayu, the national chairman. He said Ayu should go. It shouldn't be because Ayu promised to go if a northerner emerges as a president. As we speak, the document is yet to be brought in public. And I know the level to which the quarrel had gotten and the fight now. By now, the document should be everywhere, if indeed there was anything signed like that. But let's leave it. It's just one of the points. Then Wike had fought Raymond Dokpesi, the owner of AIT. He wanted to take back the land that AIT acquired 20-something years ago, paid for as the CFO, because he felt Dokpesi was not with him in the fight. Of course, Dokpesi logically offers PDP broadcasting right. APC will go there, Labour Party, he will still give them. But the truth is, he's a PDP man. So Wike is not comfortable with that. This same Wike has had a running battle with the Edo State Governor Gas Obaseki, and in Yoruba they say that Oleja Shumola Bruto Oleja. Philip, his Shuaibu, the deputy, was his fighter, and the guy is fighting Wike seriously. The guy that fighter, anyhow which way you put it. Today, the problem is personal because it is Wike, and Wike. To the extent that Wike even go Lagos, go endorse Sanwo-Olu against his party that is presenting Jandor and Akindele as governorship and deputy governor of Lagos State. Well, make me leave that one and go. So that is an issue in the PDP. So, but then along the line, it is a fact that why should the presidential candidate be from the north, and the chairman will also be from the north. But the issue is, has this happened in the PDP before? The answer is yes, it has happened in the PDP before. And there has also been a time that the South was the chairman of the PDP and the president was also PDP. For the APC, the problems. The problem of the Muslim ticket is a very serious problem in the APC. And of course, the likes of Dogara, the former speaker of the House of Reps, Babachala, the former SSG to the federal, the former SG to the federal government, had complained bitterly about this. And of course, today the Christians have reacted, the Christian Association of Nigeria, the PFN has reacted, the ECWA has reacted. It says no to Muslim ticket. That is an attempt to make the world feel that we don't have Christians there, or that the population of Christians are negligible. And of course, the issue of the constitution was brought in. Nigeria is a secular state that allows you to practice any religion that you want, but provided you're not disturbing another person. So the question is, what dragged APC to the Muslim ticket? And then we are classifying that as an institutional problem. It is not a personal problem now. So it is the Christians, majority, that are not comfortable, to the extent that APC was pushed, as earlier said, to go and manufacture bishops, and they call them upcoming bishop. No, it's you. So that is problem one. Problem two is that the present there could be a reason somebody else should fight, because it was Amici came second in the primaries of the APC, just like Wike came second in the primaries of the PDP. So why is Amici today not fighting the APC? Oh, somebody said Amici na dangerous man, na green snake under the green grass. Now all this one movement where you see everywhere, and Amici they remove am. In fact, at a point they said there is Amici's poster has flooded Abuja when Tinubu went on medical tourism, that they say, if anything happen, bye bye. Nah, Amici go become APC candidate. But Baba Deka don't come back, although he is here. Anyway, let's come back. So the second problem is that as we speak, the APC has not been able to kick off its presidential campaign because its presidential council too has issues. So that's the second problem. The composition of the presidential council of the APC has problem. So they are yet to. The PDP had flagged up in Akwa Ibom, which could mean South. They have done in Kaduna, which means they have done Northwest. But the PDP is yet to even inaugurate its campaign council almost a month or so after INEC says, "Oh, it could start to play ball," and it has not been able to flag up its campaign. So, Labour Party, they have problem too with account number. They say Obi brought his own account number. He no gree use Labour Party own. So that battle, they go on. Seriously. Maybe right now they are mobilizing tanks, biochemicals in Labour Party to settle that. Then also they have problem with the National Presidential Campaign Council too. Obi too, Labour Party has not been able to flag off their campaign. They have not even inaugurated their campaign council, but they have published their list, just like APC has published. And inside APC list, they go borrow Ken Nnamani from PDP United to come and play for APC. So now, but APC said it's a mistake. Then there's one thing, one man, Edet or Eket, I can't remember, was said to have died. No, that is not him. The one that died is not the one on the APC list. So, I'll be back. Thank you.